Okay, so I am super happy that you asked me to help you with the guitar stuff, and I am pumped, and hopefully I can help you learn a couple things. Like I told you before, I'm definitely not the best guitar player. I know a couple things. I haven't been playing all that long, and I have never taken formal lessons, so anything I know is just kind of street smarts. Anyway, I will not actually be at church this upcoming week, but I will be at church next week. I have to work this weekend. So I figured I would do a couple things. So I'm going to go through a song, a really easy song. It only uses 4 chords. I think I told you when we were talking a couple weeks ago, there's a whole gamut of songs that only use about 4 chords. And this is one of them. So if you learn these 4 chords, you'll at least be able to play several songs. So it'll kind of get you a little bit excited because you'll be able to play some things that you like. So, like I said, this is a 4-chord song. I'm going to send this little video to you, and then I'm also going to send you the link to what are called tabs. And I don't know how much you've ever dealt with tabs, but in classical music training, you would learn music on like a stanza, and it would actually have like legit musical notes. That is not the way this is at all, because then you have to go through and you have to learn and memorize a whole bunch of musical notes, and so this is the cheating way to do it, but a lot of guitarists do it. So these are called tabs, and I use an app to get these, but you can also just get them offline without having to download the app. Let me see if I can get my phone to be picked up on my iPad. Okay, so rather than having musical notes, you have these little condensed cheat sheets right here, and each one of those each one of those lines represents a string on your guitar, and so the little black dots represents where you put your fingers on those strings in order to play that note. So for that particular first note right there is an E minor. You would put your fingers on, it goes top of the guitar down to the bottom of the guitar, so you would put your fingers on the 2nd and 3rd fret of your guitar board, and I'll show you those at the end, so don't get too hung up on those. So on this particular website that I use, if you do get stuck and cannot figure out how to play a chord, they list them all up top, and then also if you decide to play around and find some other music on the website, a lot of them list the notes as you go in light blue, and then in light blue you can tap the note. Let's see if I can get it to work to show you, and it'll bring up even a bigger photo of exactly how to play that note. So it's kind of super simple. The worst thing about learning guitar is trying to get your fingers to do what your mind is trying to tell it to do. So you're going to read music and you're going to look at it and your fingers aren't going to be able to stretch to the right positions. But don't worry about it. It takes practice. Like I said, this song, 4 chords, and that will get you a long way in a lot of different songs. So this song I'm going to send you is called Reckless Love. It's a Christian song. They played it a couple weeks ago. Not in Identity Church, but in Underground Network's Crucible. So I don't know if you guys attend that, but they did play it there. And then I'll send you a YouTube so you can kind of play along with her. So when I send you the link to it, you're going to notice that the song when we play it is going to be a lot lower than how it's actually played on stage or on the recording, and that's because the song actually uses what's called a capo. So this little alligator looking thing is a capo. When you put it on your guitar, it takes your guitar and brings it up several steps in tonality. So your normal guitar should sound like, and then if you take a capo, you can essentially cut the neck shorter, and you can keep bringing it up as far as you want. So because I don't think you have one of these, we're not going to play with one of them, which means the song's going to be lower than it naturally would be, which is going to make it harder for me to try to sing along with it, so bear with me because it's probably going to be pretty terrible. But when we see each other next, let me know if you have one of these. If you don't, I have an extra one, and I'm more than happy to give it to you. That way you can kind of bring songs up into your range, especially if you like a lot of music that guys sing. They typically sing lower than you're going to be able to. So you put a capo on it and it brings it up. So it's another kind of quick way to make things more singable for you. So I'm going to do a run through of this song, and I'm going to do a condensed version because I don't think you need to see me do every single verse. And then I will break it down and show you exactly how to place your fingers on the board to make the particular notes that you need for this song. So that's the plan. Here we go. Let me get my phone going. I spoke a word, you were singing over me. You have been so, so good to me. I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. You have been so, so kind to me. All the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, finds till I'm found, leaves the 99. Oh, I couldn't earn it, and I don't deserve it. Still, you give yourself away. All the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Okay, so that is essentially the song. And there's obviously several more verses and stuff, but you don't need to hear me sing that much. I won't do that to you. So I'm going to go over what the notes are. So the first note, when you look at the tab, you're going to see an E minor. So an E minor, if you're looking at your strings, you're looking down. So your biggest string, your bottom E right there, all your tabs are listed. Let me bring one up. I'm sorry, are imaged. If I can get it to work. Come on, iPhone. Okay, so when you look at the note E minor, it's showing you the notes. It's showing you the strings, each string, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, as you are looking down at the guitar. So you see that it's got 2 fingers, your first and second finger on the second fret. A fret, if you don't know, are these bars. So first fret, second fret, third fret, so on and so forth. So you have nothing in that first column, so nothing in your first fret. And then you have your first finger and your second finger inside that second column, which means it's your second fret. And then you have it on the you have it on the A and the D string. So when you are looking down at your guitar, it's going to be 2 fingers closest to you. So there is your bottom E, first finger on your A, second finger on your G. So that's it. That's an E minor. Super easy. Your second note is going to be a D. A D is a little bit trickier. So again, when you are looking down at your guitar, I'll bring it up so you can see it. When you are looking down at the guitar, you're going to see nothing in your first column, so nothing in your first fret. You're going to see your high E has a second finger on it, and your D string, third from the bottom, is going to have your first finger, and then your B string, which is second from the bottom, is going to have your third. So if you look in the far, what is that, your left? My left, your right maybe. You see this X, X, and 0. So anytime you see an X, it means don't play that string. Anytime you see a 0 or an O, it means open strings. So you play the string, but you don't have to have any fingers down. So we'll go over the D. So a D is, put your second finger on your top E, put your third finger on your B string on the 3rd fret, and then you put your first finger on your G string on the 2nd fret. So remember those X's and O's? So the X's were on the bottom 2 strings closest to your 2 strings. So we're not going to play these 2. We're only going to play the bottom 4. Now there was a 0 on your D string, so we play it, but we don't have any fingers down on it. So when you play those top 4 strings, that's your D chord. Alright. Following that is a C. This is like every song has a C in it, I feel like. So C chord. And we'll bring it up so you can see, so that you know when you look at your tabs what you're looking at. Here is the shape of a C. If I can get it to angle correctly. So this is going to be a little bit of a stretch on your fingers. Nothing too hard. So, for a C string, you're going to play an open, high E, first finger on the 1st fret for your B string. You're going to have nothing on your G string. Then you have your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret on your D string, and your 3rd finger on your A string. So when you play it all together, and then you're not playing your low E, so you just play you strum your top 5, and that's your C chord. And then lastly, you have your G chord, also something that's in every song. So a G chord looks like that. You can see it. Hey, look, if I just bring my iPhone out, I can see it better. Okay. Like I said, don't worry if it looks super fuzzy in the video, because I'm going to send you all this in a link and you'll be able to click it and it'll be much clearer on your on your screen. So, to play a G, there's several different ways to do it. This is the way I do it for the most part. So you start with your 3rd finger, that finger, on the 3rd fret of your high E. So there's your open E, high E. Then you're going to take your 1st finger and you're going to put it on your A string, 2nd fret. And then your 2nd finger is going to be on your low E, 3rd fret. So again, 3rd finger, 3rd fret, high E. First